So welcome to session 3 of Align. This session is also an audio only by design so that you can listen, you can pause, you can reflect without needing to stay visually engaged with my gorgeous face. So this session is going to work best if you're listening with a journal and pen. And I invite you to pause often. Please take those pauses when I invite them. There is absolutely no need to keep up with this recording. Let it just unfold at your own pace. So, if we look back over where we've come so far, we have remembered what you've lived, you've seen yourself much more clearly, and you've come back into a beautiful relationship with yourself. And now we're going to gently bring that awareness more into your life and into different areas of your life. And in this session, I'm going to introduce you to my alignment in life reflection. Now, this isn't about assessing your life or fixing anything. It's about noticing with beautiful honesty and kindness with yourself where your life reflects you and where it's not quite doing that right now, where it doesn't yet. So rather than us asking ourselves, how am I doing? Like, am I doing good or bad in these areas? What I want you to be more feeling into and asking yourself is, how aligned does this feel to who I know myself to be right now? Like, how does this actually feel to me right now? Does this feel good? Does this feel settled? All these kinds of things. And I will direct you through that. Okay. So we're not judging ourselves. We're not scoring ourselves or anything like that. We're just purely feeling into what feels true for us, coming back to ourselves. So I've got about 8 areas to take you through, different areas of your life, and you don't need to look at every area. If there's an area that you're just not feeling aligned with, or you're just not wanting to look at right now, that's completely fine. Just keep listening to the recording to the next section, or fast forward or anything. You don't need to look at every area in your life. And remember, you don't need to score yourself, okay? After each section, what I'll do is I'll invite you into a little sort of felt check-in versus an evaluation. And I want you to really trust your attention here. Like, that's where the truth is speaking to you. Trust what comes up for you, what sort of little things are ignited within you when I speak the certain sections, and just really listen to your truth, your inner knowing, and let that speak, let that be seen and heard. Okay. All right. So let's jump in. This is the alignment in life exercise. Okay. So the first area that we're going to look at, we've kind of assessed a little bit already, but we're going to just, look at it more, with more feeling right now as to how we actually are feeling in this area. And this is our relationship with self. Okay. So this is the foundation of everything else. Yeah. Everything responds to our relationship with ourself. And so we've hopefully been building that self-concept up so far. And let's just question, like, where are we feeling right now? So this area is going to reflect that self-trust, inner safety that you're feeling. It's going to be about how you speak to yourself. It's going to be about whether you abandon or whether you stay with yourself when you meet pressure, when you're placed under pressure. So with this section, it can be helpful to ask ourselves things like, do I feel on my own side? Have I got my own back? Do I trust myself to respond to life? How do I treat myself when things don't go to plan? Now, this isn't about confidence. It's about staying connected to yourself even when life is messy. Okay. So as I've spoken this, like asking yourself, do I feel on my own side? Do I trust myself to respond to life? How do I treat myself when things don't go to plan? Just notice whether this feels aligned or nourishing to you, whether it maybe feels a little bit mixed or inconsistent, whether it might feel completely misaligned or, draining. And then as you feel into that, I want you to ask yourself just one question. What is this area asking for if I listen without judgment? And so I want you to just pause the recording now, and I want you to take your pen and just write what's coming through for you. And then press play, and I'll see you for the next section. Okay, so that was the first section. The next one is body and health. So this is not how healthy you are, but it's how supported your body feels by your life. So this includes your energy levels, your capacity, symptoms and signals that your body's sending you, your nervous system is sending you, nourishment, movement, rest. So for this section, I want you to ask yourself, does my body feel listened to? Am I working with my body or overriding it? Do my daily rhythms support my physical well-being? Our alignment here, it feels more like a cooperation with ourselves rather than a control of ourselves. And so just again, feel into, does that feel aligned and nourishing? Does it feel mixed and inconsistent or quite misaligned and draining? And then again, ask yourself, what is this area asking for if I listen without judgment? And just pausing there if you haven't already. Okay, beautiful. So now we're up to section 3, which is home and daily life. So this is where our nervous system lives, and it reflects that pace and rhythm, routines and load, and that physical environment that we are living in. So here I want you to ask yourself, does my day-to-day life feel sustainable? Is there space to breathe? Does my environment support how I want to feel? Now, this isn't about perfection, it's about livability. Yeah, let that sink in. Feel into what maybe shifts when I say that. And then just notice again, do you feel aligned, nourishing? Do you feel mixed, consistent? Do you feel misaligned, which is draining? And then asking yourself, what is this area asking for if I listen without judgment? And pausing to do that. Okay, now next we've got section 4, which is work, purpose, and contribution. So this is about how you express yourself in the world, and it includes things like your business or career, creativity, meaning and contribution, alignment with your capacity and your values. So in this section, ask yourself, does my work reflect what matters to me? Am I pushing, performing, or expressing? Do I feel connected to what I'm creating? And alignment here often brings clarity and steadiness in our being rather than a sense of urgency. So just feeling into those and noticing, do you feel aligned? Do you feel mixed? Do you feel misaligned? And asking, what is this area asking for if I listen without judgment? I'm pausing to do that right now. Now, the next section is number 5, which is relationships and connection. So this is about how you experience yourself with others. So it reflects things like a partnership that you may have, your parenting, friendships, family relationships, boundaries and communication, and emotional safety. So ask yourself, do I feel like myself in my relationships? Where do I feel nourished and where do I feel depleted? Am I overgiving, withholding, or meeting myself honestly? Now, alignment with this often feels more like a sense of presence without self-betrayal. And so noticing, do you feel aligned in this area? Do you feel mixed or do you feel misaligned? And then asking, what is this area asking for if I listen without judgment? And pausing there to just jot down what is coming up for you. Now, the next section is section 6, which is time, space, and energy. So this is how stretched or supported you might feel, and it includes things like your commitments and obligations, margin, rest, spaciousness, decision fatigue, all those beautiful things. And in this area, I want you to ask yourself, do I have enough space in my life? Where does my energy leak? Am I responding or constantly anticipating? Now, alignment here often shows up as simplicity and containment. Okay, so just inviting you to feel into, do you feel aligned, mixed, or misaligned? And again, asking yourself that beautiful question, what is this area asking for if I listen without judgment? And pausing to jot down anything there. Section 7, receiving and pleasure. This is our relationship with ease. It includes rest, enjoyment, beauty, money, support, generosity, allowing things to come to you. So ask yourself, how comfortable am I receiving? Do I allow pleasure without guilt? Do I believe I have to earn rest or support? And alignment here can often feel like softening rather than striving. And so just noticing, do you feel aligned? Do you feel mixed? Do you feel misaligned? And asking yourself, what is this area asking for if I listen without judgment? And pausing to jot down what comes up. Now, the final section, number 8, is growth and expansion. So this is about how you relate to your desires, your evolution of self. And this includes that learning and curiosity, our vision and future pull, personal or spiritual growth. So here I invite you to ask yourself, am I growing from truth or from pressure? Do my desires feel alive or heavy? And am I allowing myself to evolve gently? Alignment here often feels more exciting and feels liberating, not overwhelming. So just feeling into yourself there. Do you feel quite aligned with that? Do you feel mixed with that? Or do you feel completely misaligned? And then asking yourself, what is this area asking for if I listen without judgment? And pausing to jot down what comes up. Now, remember, you don't need to use all of these. Just choose what feels relevant to you right now if some of them aren't feeling like you want to dig into them. This doesn't have to be about your whole life. It's just about what's alive for you right now. Alignment isn't about making our life look a certain way. It's not about setting ourselves all these sort of necessary, unnecessary standards or massive goals all the time. It's about being honest in an honest relationship with what's true for us. So if it is that we wanted to strive, then absolutely, but just checking in and making sure that that's not from a place of what somebody else wants for us or what we think as, we want when we haven't really addressed or asked ourselves. So this exercise, this reflection is something that you can return to whenever you want. Not to measure your worth, but to stay in that conversation with your truth, to talk with yourself, to really check back in. Okay, so I really look forward to hearing what this brings up for you, what insights you gain from this. Move gently here, take what resonates, and just trust what you notice and start to bring a little bit of that in. Move with what feels aligned for you. Lots of love.